Look, I believe that in today's digital world, standing out is harder than ever because there's so much noise and there's so much competition that making your videos or making your company or making your brand stand out and that people pay attention to it, it's actually harder than ever. But on the flip side, there's more tools than ever to help your company stand out and to make a name for yourself and for your company and grow your brand. And that is our mission. Our mission is to create great stories that people can relate to, that create trust, that build relationships, and that help other people be drawn towards your company and towards what you do. And we try to be very responsible with it. We try to be the best with it. And we try to tell stories that really captivate and that tell your brand's presence and that really grow your brand. That's what we want to do. And that's what we have been focusing on for the past 5 years.
What inspired you to start your marketing agency? And why did you choose to focus on architects, interior designers, and coaches?
I think that from the age of 16, I've been drawn towards the world of marketing and also real estate. So the first thing I started to do was watch some Gary Vee videos and some of the first influencers at the time. That was probably like 12 years ago, where like YouTube exploded and Instagram exploded. I was still in school, but I started seeing these influencers and this marketing, and it really captivated me how they told their stories, how everything just like sort of evolved and how they navigated this digital landscape. And also, while telling the stories, how they created an audience and how this compounded over time. I thought that was really, really powerful because you can even feel a connection with a person before you know them. And I think that's one of the most powerful things from social media nowadays. You're able to create this brand or this persona, share it with the world, and people that may be, I don't know, in Colombia or in South America or anywhere in the US may be able to relate with your brand and also feel like they know you without even seeing you. So that really builds trust, and that resonated with me. Now, why architects and interior designers and coaches? Well, I've been working in the real estate industry, I would say all my life. My father is a developer. Me as a professional, I've been working in the real estate industry for about 5 years. We've been selling real estate, commercial, and residential properties for the past 5 years, and we've been pretty successful with it. So I have this like for the real estate industry, and I really like architecture and interior design because I believe the spaces that we create have a big impact on our life. So if we can help those professionals spread their word, that'll be really meaningful to us because I think they really changed lives, and it has changed my life as well. In regards to coaches, I think right now coaching is one of the best things that has ever happened. And with the use of modern technology, coaches have been really able to expand, and using this technology, education is just going to change. And there's so many good coaches that teach so many valuable things and useful things that people can learn at their home or maybe like at these events. And I really like that, and I think some of the coaches are really doing a big change in the world, and we want to be a part of that.
What do you believe makes a great story? And why is storytelling important for brands today?
I believe that a great story is that one that compels and captivates. So if you're able to have the people watching the story and watching what other people are saying or just following the lines of what they're trying to tell, I think that's a great story. And then you have your message on the story, and if you're able to tell that in a way that people feel captivated, that people really like, I think that's very powerful because a lot of people are going to resonate with that. Now, with that being said, the most important thing I believe is to align the story with your brand's presence, with what you want your brand to stand out, because it's just like a movie. It's not the same thing Superman or Batman. So it's not the same thing if you have a story for Walmart or Apple. There's just going to be different. So you have to really know what your brand stands out for, what's its unique personality, why is it unique, what makes it different from all the others out there, and then create a story from there. And a good story may come from anywhere. Of course, there are formulas and everything to create stories, but some of the things are so simple, yet so compelling that I believe that those are the most powerful stories that we can tell, because a lot of us can relate to those stories. So if you're able to combine what your brand stands for with a good storytelling ability, and you're able to create a bridge where like people can relate with that, I think that's going to be a great story, and that's going to have massive success. Now, in today's landscape, you have to be telling stories constantly, because you tell one story one day, like today, and tomorrow it's going to be forgotten, and you want to keep telling stories because people need to keep being reminded of your brand and of your company and of your own personality. So I believe that that's what makes a good story, and that's how brands can actually tell their stories and capitalize off it and the digital landscape.
What challenges do you see architects, interior designers, and coaches face today in a crowded social media landscape?
I think one of the biggest challenges these professionals have is separating themselves from the crowd. Everybody now can use a camera, can use an iPhone, can use any sort of recording device and publish it throughout social media, and they can publish it as much as they like. Now, there's some really good people doing it, and there's some big brands and corporations that are already established. So that's one of the biggest challenges you have. Being able to stand out from the crowd, and the way you do that is telling your unique story. It's telling what makes you different. It's telling why they should work with you and not with another brand, why they resonate with you, why they like you. I mean, there's a lot of people using these platforms and social media, and even like in your webpage or in the internet, if they're able to see a video that they like better than the other competitor or better than another company, then they're going to hire you and be working with you because they really like your brand. So I believe that's one of the most important things these type of companies should do, is to create their own unique personality, and also not be afraid of publishing or being out there. A lot of these people, a lot of these companies, they don't create a personal relationship with their audience, yet they have so much value to share. Some of these companies or some of these coaches like post things just for posting, or post things that don't create any engagement. And engagement, I don't mean like likes or comments, but that like people watch and like have a valuable concept of whatever you posted. That doesn't create a relationship with the audience. And if you're able to bit by bit create a relationship with your audience, that in the long run it's going to compound, and that's really what's going to make the difference. So I believe for these professionals, they have to bit by bit create a relationship with their audience, stand out, make what's unique for them, and don't be afraid of being out there and publishing what they want and share value. A lot of people like being share things. So I believe that's the way for these professionals to go.
How do you approach brand building for clients who are new to social media or may not have a large following yet?
Look, for those type of clients, I believe the first step is to be out there. Like, we have all the tools to organize their production process and make it very simple and make something that they can create without investing a ton of time, without being in a headache. And also we use like strategies and everything to make sure they're not talking about subjects that most of the people don't want to know about, but they're actually talking about something that brings value. That's number one. But really, the most important thing is to be out there. I mean, if they're able to share their story, if they're able to share who they are, how they do things, I think a lot of people are just going to resonate with that, and they're going to like it. For me, it doesn't matter as much as like the thousands or hundreds of thousands of followers they have. It's like what they're able to do with their audience. For example, there are some people that have a following of 1,000 people, and yet they have $1 million business, because those 1,000 people that follow that account are loyal to that account and they really have a relationship with it. So it's more so about building that community where all the people that are following you really resonate with you and have an engagement with you. That's the most important thing for me. I mean, these people that don't have followers or don't have videos yet, I think they should start building their community. And if they have 500, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 followers, making sure that those followers actually care about what you're saying is the most important thing. Because in the long run, let's say 3 months or even 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, or a year, that person that wants your service is going to contact you and actually hire your services because they already trust you and they like you and they already know who you are. So that's the most important thing. And now with all that track record, it's going to be a lot easier to get referrals. And referrals are like the easiest sell. So if you're able to put content out there and good content and content that people actually like, then you're going to have a base for creating an audience and then for getting referrals. It's a win-win for me.
What does your agency do differently to help clients cut through the noise and reach their audience?
What we like to do to help the brands we work with to cut through the noise is to actually find what their USP is, or their unique selling proposition, or what makes them unique. If we're able to find what makes them unique, they're going to have a niche of their own. They're going to have a space that nobody else has. It's like, for example, if you think about Ferrari versus Toyota, I mean, they both sell cars, but their value proposition, it's a lot different one from the other. So what we try to do is that we try to know what makes the brands we work with unique, and we share that with the world, and we bring them in with our systems and our processes and just replicate that and make their brand's presence as wide as possible as we can. That's what we do, and that's how we help them cut through the noise. If we're able to tell their message, their values, and what they stand for in a compelling way, it's going to cut through the noise and it's going to get to the right clients. Now, the clients we work with as well, they don't need hundreds of thousands of clients. They need 50 clients per month. Some of the brands we work with only need 10 clients per month. And that's okay. That's good because you don't have to have this massive reach. You have to have a reach where you're targeting the right audience and you're nurturing them with valuable content that builds relationships and that builds trust, thus making it easy to work together.
What role does empathy play in your marketing strategy, and how do you ensure that you're always focused on the consumer's needs?
I believe empathy is one of the most important things any company may have. I was reading a book from Phil Knight. It was Shoe Dog from Phil Knight. And he said, when business is only about business, then business is no good. It was something along those lines. And it really resonated with me because you may call me naive or that I don't know what I'm talking about, but business hasn't been business for me throughout my life. I much more rather create relationships with the people we work with and bring them a lot of value than just making a buck from them. I believe empathy is one of the most powerful things you can have because you really care about the other person and you really care about what they need, how they feel, what their desires are, what their dreams are. And that's what we try to do here. We try to have some companies and some brands we work with, and we really care about what they want. We really care about their success. We're not just collecting a check. And I believe that's one of the most important things. When you're not just collecting a check and you're not just there for the money, but for their brand and their story and helping other people, I think that's what makes the most powerful thing. And that's when you work with the most love. And that's when you work with the most passion. And that's when you don't care about how many hours you're there. You're just there because you love it. And if you're working with the guys you like to work, then it's just a win-win. You're just going to create this compounding effect where you're creating awesome things and they feel happy and you feel happy and you both grow. And that's what we strive for. That's what we want to accomplish. And that's what we try to do with every company we work.
What does success look like for your clients? And how does your agency measure it?
For us, there are two ways of measuring success. There is, of course, numbers and there's impact. And one is very objective and the other one is very subjective. So the numbers is easy to measure. It's like how many posts you made, what was your reach, what was your engagement, how did that translate into landing page visits, how did that translate into book calls, into meetings booked, into closed sales. That's easy to measure. I mean, that's one of the things we do. We guarantee 10 to 30 qualified new prospects per month, and all that through our social media efforts. That's one thing. But in my opinion, the most important thing to measure, it's the impact, it's the audience growth, it's the relationships you're creating. And that is very subjective. Sometimes it's really hard to measure, but it's something you feel. It's something you're able to grasp. And if you have a good intuition, you're able to know if that is growing or not, if it's having a good impact or not. You may see that like in the comments you have on your social media, but you also may see that on like people just giving you compliments about the content you're making, or about what they're seeing, or about saying like it was very useful, something you created, or the insights you provided, or the stories you shared really resonated with them. And bit by bit, you're able to create a bigger audience. I think that's how you measure and really measure the success of your marketing campaign. So we have, of course, the data, which we all need, and it's really important for us because if not, like things wouldn't move forward. But we also have the impact, and we measure both of them, and we try to grow in both areas. I believe that if you're not making impact or you're not making a good impression, then it doesn't matter the numbers, because for me, it's not important if you go viral, if you have millions and millions of views, if that thing that you're generating millions of views of, it's not aligned to your brand. So that's the thing. I think these two have to be aligned. So that's how you generate like a great impact, and that's how you generate like success for our clients.
What are your long-term goals for your agency? And how do you hope to impact your client's business?
As I said earlier, I've been working this for the past 5 years, and I really don't see myself moving forward from it. I really have a passion, and the team we're building have a passion for telling stories and be able to communicate those stories with like a broader audience, and also creating brands. So that's one point. I think we're going to be doing this for a long time. Now, that being said, I believe that content creation and sharing stories, it's like the base of any company's marketing efforts. And that's what we're doing right now. We're creating that base where we're sharing stories and we're building like the brand of the company. But then we also want to transition to having like a broader scope. So we want to do like email marketing as well, to be able to work the databases of the companies, because these are people you already have connections with. And we also want to do paid ads, because now that you have this base, this solid base, you're able to go out there in the world and people are going to pay a lot more attention to you if you have this brand and this solid foundation. Then people will see your ad and they'll go to your website or they'll go to your social media, and they're going to be able to see that you're legit and that they actually resonate with you and are aligned with your values. Same is the same thing with email. If like people receive an email from a company they love and they like, it's going to resonate a lot more with them, and conversions are going to be a lot higher. So we want to build this foundation, but we also want to integrate these other two things in our company in the next 5 years. So we want to be like the full stack marketing agency for the companies we work with. What this means for our clients is that we want to grow their impact. So if we're able to grow with the company we're working with, then for us, that's a win-win. If they start with the content and they're like, okay, right now, then we need to manage our email because we have a solid database that we want to nurture and constantly keep contact with. We want to do that for them. And also if they want to like increase their reach, like organic will be like organic, it's not enough for them right now, and they want to even grow even further, then we can do their ads as well. So we want to do those three things. And that's how I see like the long-term growth of our company and how that's going to impact our clients. So in essence, it's just going to grow and grow.
What should potential clients look for when choosing a marketing partner? And how can they ensure they're making the right choice?
Look, I believe the most important thing when choosing a marketing partner is that their values are aligned. This is really, really important because it's like when you choose a partner for any other endeavor you have, or like your loving partner or any other partner you get, because it's all about the relationships you have. And if the values you have match with the values that the company you're working with, then you create a good synergy. Because even if they are the best, quote unquote, the best in their industry at what they do, but they don't really resonate with the ethos of your company, there's just going to be a mismatch and you're not going to have a good time working with them. I believe that in the long run leads to ruptures of partnerships and just like a breakup, because you're not going to be able to be aligned very well. So I believe that's not going to work very well in the long term. And that's like the key measure to look for a marketing agency or a partner, that your values align. Because a lot of the companies that you may be able to see online, they have good results, they have good track records, they have competence, they're able to do what they're able to do, and they do it very, very well. But when you work with someone you really enjoy working and you like working, and you like the meetings you have and the chattings and just everything, if you send each other gifts and conversations and you can share ideas and you're aligned with the same values, then it's just going to be a much more enjoyable experience. You already know they're competent, but the plus and the most important thing is to be able to have like the same values and to choose someone you would enjoy working with. I think that's the most important measure for me. Certainly when we do our sales calls and we bring new brands in to work with us, that's, I guess, the most important measure, if we are a good fit. Because if not, it's just going to be a waste of time for both of us.
How do you stay ahead of trends in social media and marketing to ensure your clients' success?
Look, what we try to do to stay ahead is to be learning all the time. We are constant students of the marketing landscape, and we integrate new technologies to our systems and our service. And we translate that to our clients. Like, we give that to our clients to make their marketing campaigns better, their marketing efforts have better performance and have better numbers and whatnot. What we believe, though, is that the core values of storytelling are going to remain the same. Like, a good story is a good story. Stories have been being told for the past millions of years, and a good story always captivates the attention of the audience. It captivates the attention of the people. Even when you're having a one-on-one conversation or you're having like a one-to-many conversation, if you have a good story, people are going to pay attention, right? They're going to build a connection with you. So I believe that's not going to change, and that's like the evergreen strategy, like to tell good stories and to tell what's unique about your company and your service and your brand. Now, there's another part of it, which is bringing in new technologies. Like, it used to be newspaper ads where you told stories, then TV, now the internet. We don't know tomorrow, but we're constantly integrating new technologies to our operation to be able to give that to our clients. And that's how they're going to be able to stay ahead of the competition. I believe that's one of the most powerful ways. I know we have to ride the AI wave that it's coming. So it's like the internet wave where it was growing 2,300% in 1999. And most of the companies that were able to resist that then are right now some of the biggest companies in the world. So we're obviously going to integrate new technologies, and new technologies as AI, like AI influencers, AI script writing, those type of things really, really help. AI editing. And those are the technologies we can integrate just to make it faster and be able to have more quantity of quality content. But the storytelling and finding what's unique, I believe that's not going to change. Now, if we combine these two, I think we can create something really, really powerful for our clients, and we're always going to be changing on the technologies, which will help them stay ahead of the competition and also ensure their marketing success.
What message would you like to leave with potential clients who are considering working with you?
At Geo Projects, we really focus on you. That's our main goal. We want to serve you. We want to help you grow. We want to serve your needs, tell your story, find your uniqueness, and tell it in a way that captivates your audience. I think that's what makes us unique and how we can really help you. We will give 110% to your company, and we really care about your success. I'm not just saying this lightly. We don't like just working with people that we don't think we're a good fit or that we're going to help them grow, because we really value relationships. I believe that people have their dreams, their aspirations, and when they work with a company like us, it's because they want to move towards something. And that is our responsibility, and we try to do the best with it. We really try to give everything we have to help you accomplish those goals and those dreams. Because for us personally, we have a lot of dreams we want to accomplish, and we feel really good when we're able to do it. And we want to give that as well to the clients we work with and to the brands we work with. We want them to feel that same feeling and to accomplish their goals. So that's something you would have with us for sure, 110% commitment, and you have someone that is genuine and that really cares about your company and what you do. And on top of that, of course, a company that is hungry for learning, hungry for telling stories and figuring out how to make the best with the time we have available, with the resources we have available. So we're always working to get better and to translate that into your company to make things better with you, and also helping you achieve your dreams and get to your goals. That's what you have with us. Thank you for sticking by. Just to conclude, at Geo Projects, we think that branding and marketing and telling your story is the way to go. It is more than just being in front of a camera and sharing something. It's more of a way to connect with people and connect with audiences, and really use the tools we have available nowadays to create a connection with people everywhere in the world and just to expand our message. With that being said, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for being here, and yeah, I wish you all the best.